right, for this lesson, we are in section 1.5, and so hopefully you had a chance to look over the notes for 1.5 attached to this video. Looks like this. So our first learning target is I can use a graph to solve an equation. So I have the success criteria typed up there for you, but let's go through the first example and go through the success criteria as we solve this problem by graphing. So the first thing you need to do is to graph each side of the equation separately, but on the same coordinate plane. So I'm looking at number 1, negative 3x plus 20 equals 5. So the first side of the equation is the negative 3x plus 20. So I'm going to type that in. I'm using Desmos, desmos.com. It's a free calculator, and it's on my computer. Pretty sure you can get it on your phone as well. I'm going to type in 3x plus 20. And there's my line there, okay? Graphed it for me. Now, the other side of the equation, I'm going to do this arrow button here to get my second graph. The other side of the equation is 5. Now, if I just type in 5, Desmos isn't going to do anything for me because it needs to be in terms of x. So 5, to graph 5, is just a constant straight across here. So that means there's 0 slope. So the m is 0. So I'm going to go ahead, just so I can use this program, and do 0x plus 5. And now I have my constant of 5 here. So I have graphed the negative 3x plus 20 here and the constant of 5 here. So step 2, find the intersection of the two graphs, and then your answer is whatever that ordered pair is. So here's my intersection where the two lines cross here, and then it's at 5, 5. So my answer is 5, 5. So that's how I would answer this problem. So number 1 would be 5, 5 there. Okay, let's try this one. The absolute value of x minus 4, so that's my first equation, that's my first graph there, and then equals 1/2 x plus 1, so that's my second graph. So I'm going to see where these two graphs intersect, and that ordered pair will be my answer. So let's try it. I'm going to X these out. And my first graph, here's my absolute value down here, absolute value of x minus 4. And that would be my first graph. And then the second graph is 1/2 x plus 1. 1/2 x plus 1. All right, there's my second graph. I'm going to move this over a little bit so we can see the whole thing. So I have two intersections, one here and then one up here. So this intersection down here is at 2, 2, 2, 2. And then this one up here is at 10, 6. So those are my answers, 2, 2 and 10, 6, those 2 points. All right, let's try the next one. So it says 6x plus 10 equals negative 20. 6x plus 10, and then negative 20. So this is one of those constant ones, so if you're using Desmos, you have to do 0x minus 20. And that's going to be way down here. So I have to kind of scroll out there. So the answer is -5, -20. All right, I hope that was helpful. So that is solving an equation by graphing. Okay, let's move on to solving an inequality by graphing. So that's our second learning target. I can solve an inequality by graphing. And again, I've got the success criteria typed up for you. We're going to go through this one. X squared minus 4 greater than 0. So same thing. We're going to graph each side of the inequality just like we did with the equation, separately, but on the same coordinate plane, and then find the intersection. So the first two steps are the same as what we just did. Okay, so I have x squared minus 4, x squared minus 4, and then my second is just 0. Okay, let's see how Desmos is going to do with this. 0x plus 0 maybe. Let's see if that works. Yep, it did. I graphed it. X is 0 at the x-axis, so right here. Or y, y equals 0 is at the x-axis right here. Okay, so I'm going to plot my points. -2, 0, and 2, 0. So those are my intersections. -2, 0, and 2 zeros. So now, because this is an inequality, I'm going to put this back up here. You have to see, is your inequality greater than or less than? And this one is greater than here. For number 1, it's greater than. So that means I'm looking for the positive intervals. Positive. Okay, so I'm looking above my intersections here. So here's my intersections, -2, 0, and 2, 0. So I'm looking for everything above. So I'm looking at this piece here, and I'm looking at this piece here, because that's above the intersection. Here's my intersection, positive above the intersection. So I can't really draw arrows like I would on a paper, but that's the next step, draw arrows. So if I'm looking at this piece, the arrow is going this way. So my x values are going out that way. So that's -infinity to -2. So x is getting smaller as it goes this way. So the answer would be x less than 2 for this positive one over here. Now when I'm looking over at this one, it's going towards positive infinity, and so it would be 2 to positive infinity, or x greater than 2. Oh, that should have been negative. Okay? Or, it's kind of hard to write like this. Hopefully you can see that. So, this is the answer to this one. Okay, let's try this one. Keep going. We'll just keep practicing. Hopefully you can get some clarification here. So absolute value of x minus 4. Absolute value of x minus 4. And then 2. So remember, constants, you have to do 0x and then plus 2. Okay. So here's my intersections at 2, 2, and 6, 2 here. All right, so remember I'm looking for, what was it? Oh, yes. It's greater than or equal to. Okay, so it's going to be positive, so I'm looking for above the intersections. So here's my 2 intersections here. I'm looking above it. So from 2, remember x values, 2, and it's going negative infinity, so it's getting smaller. So x is less than 2. X, for this one, you see that? X less than 2, or here's the other one. Remember, I'm just looking above. It's going this way. It's going towards positive infinity, so it's getting bigger. X greater than, use your x values, 6. And then I'm going to check my sign. It actually was or equal to, so do that. Okay, one more. Let's try one more. So 3x plus 2 less than absolute value of x. Okay, 3x plus 2. Got a linear there. And then the other one is just absolute value of x. Okay. So here's my intersection here at negative 0.5. X value at negative 0.5, and there's only one intersection here. And I'm going to go back and look. In my problem, that was a less than, so less than, I'm looking for my negative, so that's below. So here, my intersection, negative goes below, and remember we're looking at x value, so negative 0.5, and it's going towards, this way it's going towards negative infinity, so negative infinity to negative 0.5, so x is smaller, it's getting smaller, so that's x less than negative 0.5. And that's the answer for number 3 there. Hopefully this wasn't too confusing. Send me an email if you're struggling. But if not, hopefully you'll be able to do your homework. So I did attach some more practice of these inequalities. We did do, from the worksheet, we did do number 1 and 3 already. So you have to do 2, 4, 5, and 6, and then turn that into Google Classroom.